Dark Souls 3. Now, I love Dark Souls 3. No, really, I do. It's the best. But some of the bosses in this game just they just promote brainless gameplay. So in other words, a like a very basic tier list would be something like this. Pontiff would be probably here. Medea, of course, the greatest boss ever made. Soul of Cinder, oh jeez, I don't know. Yeah, these would be like here. Your gimmick boss, bad. Gimmick boss, bad. Gimmick boss, bad. Troll fight. PvP in my Dark Souls game. This like here. Lol. Lol, who cares? Boom. Yeah, oh my god. Oh, gimmick boss, bad. Aldrich is like, oh no, left funny arrows. It's bad. PvP in my Souls game, nuh-uh. And yeah, this is basically what like a brainless tier list of Dark Souls 3 bosses would look like. But I'm not about that. I'm not about that. We play games a little differently. I had like a whole thing here where like and I forgot it. Alright. So the proper tier list. Yeah, the proper tier list. You see, my opinion is the only correct opinion, and every other opinion does not matter. No. A more interesting tier list would look a little something like this, in my opinion. I can't put the bosses down here for some reason, so I just made a green room where they're waiting for the show. So, instead of like the brain dead, like, oh, Slag Knight Gale, peak boss design, best thing ever, I'm looking for more like interesting bosses. You know, something that's not just a button masher, but a more thinking, sort of in between an action adventure boss and a puzzle boss. Something that's like unique, has a gimmick. It's almost like a JoJo stand, each boss. That's what I want. So, Udex Gundyr, tutorial boss. As far as tutorial bosses go, yeah, Udex is good, but like, what does he teach you? That you should use items, you should throw firebombs at him when he transforms into the black pus. That you should parry him. Udex Gundyr is kind of just like an oversized... Hold on, my cat is trying to escape the confinements of my musky little room.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you out.
Udex Gundyr is more like an oversized knight that changes into something else halfway through, and it's like, okay, cool. The fact that they make you fight a big, goofy, long attack, delayed attacks boss halfway through, that's nice. And I guess a new player, because the only thing I see with Udex Gundyr, all it teaches you is to be a coward during boss fights, to just run away. The boss is super huge, the attacks, they don't chase you, so if you run away you're safe, because they don't chase you. He has a jump, but if you dodge the jump, which is not that hard to dodge his jump attack. You're chill. You can run away again and just be a coward. Run in during a really safe point, hit him a couple times, and then run away, which is exactly not what they want. The whole point of the big bosses is so that you're not supposed to be afraid of the size. It means nothing. And Udex Gundyr, new player, like obviously returning Souls players, they wipe the floor with this guy, but like new players, they see it, big boss, run away. I'm safest. The lizard brain kicks in. I'm safest when I'm running away, and it's true, because he can't chase you. He can't do much. I think he has like a couple projectiles. No, I'm making that shit up, right? He doesn't actually. And also the camera just does not help when you're up close, because his head is where his head ends, where his nose ends is like not too far away from where the max range of his basic attacks are. The tail swipes and the bashes of his head down into the ground. So basically you're always trying to stay in front of his head, but that means you can't hit him because his head is, when he transforms into the pus of man, it's always too high up, so you can't hit it. I think maybe two-handed longsword overhead swings can hit it, but that's like also like what new player is gonna know that? All Udex Gundyr really teaches you is to use fire bombs, which, okay, cool, but if you run out of the couple fire bombs that's before the boss fight, so what? The real reason why Udex Gundyr exists is to be like a spectacle, for him to just be stupidly hard. At first, you come in, well, how am I supposed to kill this? And then you do, because it's not that complex. He has a lot of openings and all that. Once you figure out that, oh, don't be scared of the boss, you get up and close. Great, cool, it's over. But also another thing bad about him is that not too long after you exit Firelink Shrine and go into the High Wall of Lothric, the Pus of Man, like fighting them without using fire first to stagger them, fighting them the same way you fight Udex Gundyr is unrealistic. Their hitboxes are goofy as hell. They have specific attacks to make sure that they like swing all over their body to hit you, and as soon as they do, they stagger you, put your ass flat on the ground, and then they start spamming attacks to try and hit you. So Udex Gundyr is a good boss in terms of spectacle, you know. He's a good trophy. He's just that's all he is. He's a trophy to hang on your wall. He doesn't teach you anything. Compare that with Asylum Demon, who teaches you basically the same things as Udex Gundyr, but as a bonus, you're also fighting him kind of throughout the whole level. He beats your ass because you have no weapons to kill him, so you run away, and then you do a plunging attack on him. And for like 3 bosses after that, Taurus Demon and even Capra Demon, if you're very crafty, the plunging attack is still useful. Udex Gundyr, fire against Pus of Man, cool, but it doesn't feel like that's that much of a useful mechanic. He doesn't even stagger the same way as all the other Pusses of Man do. So I would actually, controversial opinion, but I would say he is poorly executed. Or like lazy, I guess I should add a new tier. Lazy tutorial boss, not that good. Vort of the Boreal Valley. Lil Hound. I feel like I'm crazy, because I feel like Vort's soundtrack is a direct reference to Tower Knight. Like the very loud, very bombastic choir being the centerpiece of the song at that point during the second phase feels like a direct nod to Tower Knight. And I I feel like I'm crazy because no one mentions that. He's also the second boss of the game, probably you'll ever face. Probably. I say that probably in terms of like the Tower Knight. Tower Knight is also probably the second real boss, not counting Vanguard, that you would face. So that's completely irrelevant to the actual point, which is Word of the Boreal Valley as a boss. As a second fight, he sort of reminds me. Well, he doesn't. I was about to go on a tangent. It doesn't matter. It's a good fight. It's serviceable. The only problem I have with this fight is that in the first phase, it is way too stupidly easy to literally get stuck under his belly, and he cannot hit you with any of his attacks. But magically, in the second phase, despite the fact that his attacks are basically the same thing, he just grabs the mace with two hands. Now suddenly his entire body is a hitbox, which is a bit odd. But that's like, oh, who cares? No one. He's a good boss. And I dare say, no, he's not that. He's not a better tutorial boss than Gundyr, but he's definitely a. Damn it. He's like a good midterm exam. Curse Rotted Greatwood. Yeah, this fight is bad because it feels. It's like a great idea. The boss is like zits on him, and you have to hit him in the specific spot. And there's even one specific zit that you cannot hit unless you're like god tier with throwing knives and fire bombs. But that's not the real reason why the zit is there. That zit on his right elbow is there because of like mages and archers. They can hit that zit much more reliably than someone throwing fire bombs. Probably. I would argue maybe archers can, not not mages. But the problem is that the boss fight has all this like it's like From Software made a really cool Lego set, but they didn't play with it. It's just sitting there, and all they did was a fight in the courtyard. They made an entire Lego castle, and their fight for their little stop motion Lego combat battle little thing, it all happens just in the courtyard and nowhere else in the castle. That's what Cursed Rotted Greatwood feels like. What the hell is going on? There's an attack he does in, I think, the second phase, where he stands up on his feet. I assume it's a he, by the way. He stands up on his feet and just belly flops on the ground, and I feel like he should have done way more attacks like that. Less of the just like sitting on his ass and slamming his hand somewhere, and more of him like fire giant fat rolling all over the arena, and then like quickly transitioning into a different attack or something like that. Then of course there's the problem of, well, shucks, if he's gonna do that, then the fight will dissolve into a lot of running around and doing nothing, which is like, oh yeah, great, thanks. I love a boss fight where I'm running around. So it's a bit difficult to say where I would put him. I don't know, poorly executed, because, yeah, I guess poorly executed. Cool idea, poor execution. Who's next? Crystal Sage? Yeah, man. Magic boss fights in Souls games usually suffer from the same problem. They're not really mages. They're not really taking advantage of the greatest parts of being a mage. They're actually an archer in disguise. which is like no one cares. Like the crystal mage teleports away. It's not like a matter of trickery or like, look at me, I pulled a rabbit out of my sleeve. It's just so he can create distance, so he has a chance to hit you with one of his spells. The crystal sage never creates an audio lure or turns himself mildly invisible. You don't have to chase him, or you don't have to figure out where he is around the arena. He doesn't use chameleon. He doesn't do anything mage-like interesting. Like take D&D for example, Baldur's Gate 3, yeah? Like how many of the spells in Baldur's Gate 3 are not like just point and shoot spell? You have to think about it in some way, shape, or form. Like imagine if you used lock, if you had to find him or look around the level for him. He was like disguised as chameleon and shooting balls at you, and you had to look around him throughout his arena, and there would be like rooms and hallways, and some of the doors he would just like curse them, lock them magically. You couldn't open them ever, and you would like have to stop, look at him, watch him like go around, curse this, turn into this, study the arena. Oh, this box shouldn't be here, it's him. This is not like a specific crystal sage. This is like all the magic sages, all the magic bosses in Souls games are just archers. No one cares. Archers exist to be defended by a shield or a pike formation or something, while they pester people. Like archers are a piece of a formation. They cannot do shit on their own. They're boring on their own, which is exactly what all the magic bosses are, Renala included. They're just boring, wasting your time. Fuck this boss, poorly executed. I do have to say that I do like that there is like an actual like really goofy ass mechanic to figuring out where he's going to spawn, and he does like create doubles of himself. Just like, oh, he's doing blue spells. Okay, cool, that's one good thing. That's one magical thing he does. And the rest is just throwing spells at you. Like, who cares? What a boring boss. It's an archer. Fuck off. I do not play mages to play archers. I play mages to turn into a pot and then like hit someone with a big hammer when they least expect it. A big magical hammer. No one plays a mage to play an archer with extra steps. No one cares. Just fucking play archer in that case. And this is stupid. Fuck this boss. Boring. Waste of time. Like, most people don't even remember, oh yeah, this is a boss in Dark Souls 3. What? No one cares. Who's next? Deacons or... Where are they? I'm blind. I'm actually blind. Abyss Watchers. Deacons. Bad. They're not dangerous. This would have been way cool of a fight if you actually felt just suffocated in between a huge chunk of deacons. Just these fools. But you're not. You just don't. It's like, there's a group there. There's just a little mash of people in front of this coffin, and I have way too much space to run around and not at all feel like I'm boxed in. I guess poorly executed is better, because, you know, if it was literally just you were boxed in, you barely could move, you were constantly boxed in, just flanked on all sides by deacons, as is the real life inspiration behind the thing. I don't know the name of it, but the you know the thing. Top 10 facts about Dark Souls 3. Did you know the Deacons of the Deep are based off of this, and even the arena, and the coffin in the middle is blah blah blah. I don't know the name of it. I'm stupid. But But the boss fight is not like that. It's just a group of enemies in front of you, of enemies you've already fought in the level. Like, imagine if throughout the entirety of Cathedral of the Deep, you would find like stupidly high amounts of alluring skulls this entire time, and Patches could also sell them to you as you find them in the level, and he does sell them to you. But if just throughout the level there were a lot of them everywhere, and you come into this boss, and it's just a massive horde of deacons, and you cannot breathe. You cannot breathe. I'm gonna make that as breathe. You can't. You couldn't in the hypothetical Deacons of the Deep boss fight. And you had to keep throwing the stupid fucking skulls everywhere to make them move in one direction, so you could at least have one thing make sense in the boss fight. At least you know where they're going for a while. So you could come in and kill the one deacon you want to kill, but no. You run in. You probably hit through 3 different deacons and you still kill the guy you're looking for. I wouldn't say it's bad, but like the idea is clearly there. It's just poorly executed. Not enough deacons. Hashtag not enough deacons. 9 out of 10. Not enough deacons. Abyss Watchers. I lost them again. I'm actually blind. There they are. I'm gonna put them here just for shits and giggles. They definitely do not deserve S tier. Too low health. And like the first phase, after like a minute. No, that's way too long. Like after the first 10 seconds of hitting this boss, the phase completes itself. The red-eye dude, red-eye Abyss Watcher shows up. Starts hitting the others. And basically the whole gimmick of the first phase, that there's more than one boss hitting you, is over. Again, like not enough Abyss Watchers. If there were 2 Abyss Watchers hounding you, and only one red-eye Abyss Watcher that always chose one other Abyss Watcher, like there was the main Abyss Watcher boss, and then another one would show up. There was a fake-ass Abyss Watcher. And then another fake-ass Abyss Watcher showed up. And then the red-eyed Abyss Watcher would show up. And he would always flip between the 3 real, or like, hounding for you Abyss Watchers. And the first phase had a lot more health. That's another problem. Like, by the time you get to Abyss Watchers, there's no excuse. You probably had to go to Deacons. You probably have a... What is it? 2, 4, 6. That's +3, and then +2 from the giants. Then 2 large from the giants. That's +4. You have a +4 weapon. You're owning them. You might even have from Grey Rat a Zweihander. You're literally staggering them every hit, and their dodge, their roll is not long enough. I think it's not long enough for them to dodge out of the way of the slow-ass Zweihander. You even have a greatsword. You can even pick up a greatsword. The greatsword. In the swamp. And even though it's overhead attacks, you can still probably easily hit them while they're dodging. They have no way to get out of your, like, hit stun stuff. It is relying on you having poor stamina management, which is like, okay, yeah, cool. You know, the boss punishes the player for being bad. Great, but what if I'm playing this action-adventure RPG more than once? Then this boss fight is just a speed bump. Super easy. You can even backstab them and parry them, which, yeah, I get it, they're supposed to be humans. So, of course you can. And that's also kind of the point of why they don't have so much health. If they're considered like an NPC type boss, that's a lot of health for an NPC, but they're not. They have a real model, they're a real boss. The second phase is it's literally Lady Maria, and suffers from the same problems as Lady Maria. She can't hit you for shit. She just can't hit you for shit. Her mix-up game is whack. Same as the Abyss Watchers. She just can't hit you. Ain't happening. Lady Maria at least has bullshit attacks, that blood fire attacks that reach across the entire arena to hit you, which have like variable timing. One is 2 seconds, the other is 3 seconds. Abyss Watchers don't have that. They have that leap, which is always the same exact timing every single time. I'd say poorly executed. If they had more health. If they had more health and the first phase was less safe, more ballsy, more like, alright, bro, here's the Tower Knight and here's like 5 different archers on each side shooting at you. Deal with it, bro. Alright, bro, here's the Flame Lurker and his AoE like insta kills you, bro. L. If they were more ballsy with the Abyss Watchers, this would be like S tier fight, especially for mid game. Good like check. But no. Especially considering they're supposed to be one of the main ones. No. Like on repeat playthroughs as well, they suck. Just a speed bump. On repeat playthroughs especially, you're probably killing Dancer, likely. To skip, hold on, something on my mic. To skip ahead in terms of like leveling and upgrades, you probably have a +6, plus maybe even 7 weapon by the time you get to Abyss Watchers. And they have nothing, they can't do anything. Once you start hitting them, their only way of getting out of that combo is to dodge out, cool, or just like take it and hope that your stamina runs out before their health bar depletes. So you get them in like 2 combos, they're done. Poorly executed. More health, more ballsy. Too safe of a boss. What's next? High Lord Volnir. I mean, like, what's there to say? It's just High Lord Volnir. He's a gimmick boss. I can't say he's poorly executed. I mean, it clearly does his job. It's just... it's just bad. It's well executed, but the idea itself sucks. I'm not putting the Abyss Watchers there. Yeah, hit the 3 bracelets and he disappears. And he doesn't do anything. He does... Nah, just bad. L. Fuck you. Who's next? Pontiff Sullivan. No. Let's go Demon King. Go down, right? Yeah, and there's old Demon King. I applaud the Demon King for one thing. He is specifically designed to catch you during like aggressive gameplay. Like you're rolling through every attack to end up in front of him at the end of your roll. He punishes that. He does the quick like snap out of recovery animation into combustion. I think he does that. Or maybe he's just, the animation is so quick that it fools me into thinking he's canceling his recovery animation into a combustion. He has like this various other attacks which is just slightly slow to hit you as you're after you think you should roll, so it hits you, so it clips you during your roll. Which is like, okay, cool, thank you for punishing me, but also you hit me, and I think the Abyss Watchers do more damage than you. Probably not. It's probably a lie. So, I would say, poorly executed? No, yeah, poorly executed. It's just like, doesn't do enough damage. Not dangerous enough. I get it, it's kind of supposed to be the point, but like, you're tucked away in the middle of nowhere. Optional boss. in a area which is quite rough, because it's not a conventional Dark Souls area. It's not some castle with knights or a poison swamp. It's a lake with barely any enemies, and you're getting shot at by a ballista. And at the end of this, we get a really easy boss that does no damage. What? His second phase has that slam into the ground, which spawns the circle. Really cool. I'm tempted to put him in serviceable, but he just doesn't do enough damage, so he's not that good. Pontiff Sullivan, the famed S tier of Dark Souls 3, or so it would seem. Pontiff Sullivan has one problem. The entirety of his first phase is just an oversized Lothric knight with a greatsword. That's it, and he doesn't even do that much damage. It doesn't even do as much damage as a Lothric knight with a greatsword. So, wowzers! But the second phase, where he spawns a second one, so he can hit you twice with the same attack, but he telegraphs it with... That's such a genius idea. First of all, the arena is not the best for this kind of fight, which is ideal in my opinion. This fight would have sucked if it was in the same arena as Slave Knight Gale. We're like, whoa, it's 2 attacks. I literally run away from you. L. Fat L, Pontiff. But the fact you're in some admittedly quite large cathedral, with the only problem being that now there's 2 of them. That's pretty smart. And also he keeps you off him while he's transitioning to the second phase. He doesn't keep you off him once you kill his ghost, which is good. That's like strategy. The second phase is such peak. It's just the first phase is such dog shit because it's just button mashing. Oh, cool. Button mashing. And then you learn to parry him, so you skip the first phase anyway. Serviceable. Fine. Also doesn't do enough damage. I get that, like, for new players, that's not really a factor, because new players find it almost impossible to ever level health. They just do not. But like on repeat playthroughs, bruh. And what's the real reason why no one does that? Because they don't really feel like they need to. If I'm good enough at the dodging, I don't need to. But if every boss one-shotted you because you're stupid and you didn't level health like you should have, there's no reason for you to not to. Other than you're specifically trying to do a challenge run, then more people would have leveled health. And PvP wouldn't be dog shit. As if like that fixes things. Aldrich. S tier boss fight. Oh my god, I gotta say this, bro. This fight. Everything led up to this fight. This also leads to Pontiff. Like, he's very often mentioned and alluded to. But Aldrich, of all the big 4 in the opening cutscene, motherfuckers be like, the Abyss Watch, the Farron's undead legion, the Abyss Watchers, Yorm the Giant, Prince Lothric. No one cares. This big pudding that came out of the coffin, bro, sweet, let me kill that. Badass. And then you come in and he's eating another character from a different game, and then you learn the story of that character, and he was like, Gwendolyn was really about to pull through. He was about to get the biggest W. Then Eldritch came with Pontiff, fucked everything up, and ate him. Like, bro, you just love to hate this guy. And then Henri has a whole quest, and Aldrich, like, the Cathedral of the Deep, he's there. All the, like, dark, deep sorceries connected to Aldrich automatically. He has a whole, like, covenant dedicated to him. That's a fucking big 4 done right. One of the big 4 done right. Eat your heart out, Eat your heart out, Abyss Watchers. You literally showed up and you're like a cheap Artorias reference. Meanwhile, Aldrich out here taking all the W's. All the fat. He's goated with the sauce or whatever. Yeah. The only problem with the fight is there's a lot of running. You already had it great. The one attack where he summons the arrows and you run away from the arrows as he throws the balls at you. Okay, good. That's enough. He really did not need, especially considering how quickly he can move through the arena with that one attack where he raises his staff and summons the balls, which I hate. The homing soul mass, which I hate. He can like traverse the arena quite quickly. He did not need to dunk into the ground, spawn that dumbass AoE, and then appear on the other side of the arena, opposite to you. That's too much running. Not on its own, but that combined with the attack, with the arrows, that's too much running. But other than that, goddamn, this is such peak. And the music, bro. Taking the Moonlight Butterfly theme and twisting it so that at parts of the song it sounds like someone is screaming for their life, and then in the back there's the other choir, the male choir, singing like demonic chanting. It's such peak, and everything led to this fight. This Aldrich is Dark Souls 3. I would put him in great, but damn, that's so much running. But you know what? No one does this to my boy, my biggest op. My generational hater, I'm gonna give him the respect. S tier, great boss, amazing. Too much running though. Okay. Yorn the Giant. Poorly executed. First of all, piss easy. Just a spectacle, cool, but like Storm King is a spectacle and also a fun boss, kinda. In the remake he is, in original he's not. Another controversial, another fun little fact for my female audience. Controversial opinion, you know. I'm not like the other girls, you know. But Yorn the Giant is so fucking easy. First of all, you have a quest that's nigh on impossible to fail. Like as soon as you find Sigurd, it's Sigurd. Sigmar is Dark Souls 1. As soon as you find Sigurd in the cell in the profane capital, you're like, oh, how do I get the key? Google, and you figure it out. Yeah. No one cares. No one cares. Oh, how do I get this? How do I get this part of a quest? Oh, I'm gonna use my intuition and follow the instructions inside of the quest line. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure, you're gonna do that. But you get Sigurd. He basically does the boss fight for you, almost. You have to hit Yorm at least once or twice to make sure Sigurd has time to heal. And even if you don't, it's sort of a boring boss fight. You take Storm King, yeah, on an island with these goofy ass, almost phallic shaped, yeah, I was about to say dildo, dildo shaped gravestones, and there's a sword in the middle. You have to steal it, pull it out of the rock, and then it cuts the fucking winds, and you hit it, and you. To hit it like 15 times, you have to hit all the little shitlings that are flying around because of it. And during the whole time, like, so badass. Meanwhile, Yorm the Giant, like, big bombastic choir. I love Yorm's theme. It's one of my favorites, but like, you never get to hear it to the good part usually. Second phase transition is the good part, and then it repeats during the second phase part of the song, but you never get to that because he's just dead before that. L. And the other way to fight Yorm, to like hit his head as he does the attacks into the ground, that way is sure maybe a little bit more fun, but not that how shall I put it? It's not that intuitive. It's sort of simple. It's the same as the crystal-rotted greatwood, where it's like, yeah, just make sure there's one extra zit for the archers and spellcasters. Just one though. No other special way that these other builds engage with this boss. Just one. So yeah, Yorm the Giant, poorly executed. Piss easy. Doesn't really feel all that special. Like, if you're a reference to something from the past, and that something from the past is better than you, bro, what are you doing? That's why Rykard has peak. It's better than Storm King. Also, Yorm the Giant, the reclusive lord. Yeah, he is. There's barely any lore about him. Sigurd is the only connection we have to Yorm. And we don't even know that he's connected to Yorm until we get to the profane capital. Like, he's... Like, Yorm the Giant is in the profane capital? Fucking who knew that? Who knew that? What the fuck? Huh? At no point is that, like, alluded to. Who cares? Meanwhile, Aldrich, my boy, my op. I hate this motherfucker, but bruh. There's a whole chase scene against him. Like, unreal. Oh, we're hunting Aldrich, blah blah blah. Oh, he was not in the Cathedral of the Deep, but a pilgrim told me he's back at his home in blah blah blah. Bruh. Meanwhile, Yorm. Oh yeah, this is the home of Yorm. We're literally in it right now, and I'm telling you right now, when we're in it, there's no like build up to it. He appeared once in the opening cutscene, and then never again. L. Alright, then Dancer. Or should we go to... No. Dancer. She's in the green room. Why am I tracking her somewhere else? Dancer of the Boreal Valley is... She's too passive. Too often she's just walking around doing nothing. And that's my only complaint about her. Yeah, she does enough damage. She has really cool moves. She punishes running away. I just recently played a mage character. She has like 3 different attacks to catch you. At medium range, she has different attacks. At long range, she has different jumping attacks with AoEs. Not that easy to avoid. And once you do avoid them, she has like a follow-up swipe around her to make sure you don't just like punish her instantly and then you can run away again. Really good boss. Peak. Too passive. Specifically in the first phase, too passive. Just doesn't do much. There's a good way of doing like... There's a good way of like keeping that pace of a passive boss without needing to just have them not do anything and walk around. Yeah, it's a little creepy. It's like, whoa, what is she doing? What the hell? What? But like on repeat playthroughs, I'm literally hitting your ass and you do not care. What is wrong with you? I'm draining shitloads of out of your health bar and you do not care. What is wrong with you? You could have like some easy to avoid attacks that I do not even need to roll away from. I could just like walk. Pursuer from Dark Souls 2 is like a good example of that. He has a lot of attacks which like no one cares about. They're just like filler attacks to make sure you're paying attention. And then he has some attacks where you're like, okay, lock in. Very... whatever. Osiris. Terrible. Fuck this boss. He's not threatening, and yet he still has the need to have some stupid ass poo-poo hitbox that he uses to cancel the recovery. No, he doesn't even cancel any recovery. It's just a follow-up after every attack he does in the second phase. He just does the big rush. It looks weird. He like floats on the ground when he does it. There's no like counter to it. He doesn't like bash into the wall and you get an opening for that. For like forcing yourself to be in a dangerous position against him, like force him to like do the dodge, do the bashing to you, but he bashes into a wall, so you get like a quick little opening. Like he quickly hits his head and like, oh fuck, instantly recovers, but at least like 1 or 2 hits you get in. And like then like for the entire second phase is just crazy sicko mode. No. He's a regular ass boss. Like this guy, if he was scaled down, he could be an enemy in Archdragon Peak and you wouldn't even notice. The first phase is dog shit. The worst fucking mage fight. 10 times worse than Crystal Sage. Dog shit fight. What the fuck are you doing, From Software? What is this fight? This guy is definitely like more spectacle than anything. It's like, oh, he's got this kid. What is going on? Weird. What the hell happened to the king of this land? What the hell? Well, he slammed the kid. What? But like, okay, cool. But he's also supposed to be like a boss fight, you know? Like there's supposed to be something to it, and he's literally for free. But he's just got that one annoying attack, and that's it. He doesn't do anything else but that one attack. Nothing else is threatening about him. Dog shit fight. Fuck this boss. Yes, he killed me many times. Fuck this boss. Dragon Slayer armor. Serviceable, but I hate this boss. He doesn't even like use his shield for anything. And the second phase might as well not even exist. He's an oversized Lothric Knight, literally. Imagine, if you will, hypothetically, what would a Lothric Knight with a Great Axe use as his attacks? What would their moveset be? You would probably figure out something like Dragon Slayer armor. Well, he would grab the axe and enter a stance, same as the Great Sword Knights, which also enter a stance, and they do like a quick swipe or a big uppercut. He literally does that, except it's a big swipe or it's a jumping attack. Wow. What? Fuck you. But he's serviceable, like I get it, that's the point. He's supposed to be that, and he's also kind of a Tower Knight reference, because then second phase, the butterflies start throwing shit and miss you every time. They barely ever hit you. What the fuck? And also, like, he's so active that hardly ever does he use his shield. I know there's a meme that amongst the speedrunning community that randomly he just decides, I'm going to use my shield for like a barely noticeable amount of time. But obviously for a speedrunner that sucks a lot, because it's an NPC. Obviously they're gonna lock with you the entire time. You just can't damage him if he has that shield, unless you use Freezing Mist L, DLC item L. But so just even though he like raises his shield for 5 seconds, speedrunners are like, okay, Turtle, that's his code name, L. But like in reality, for a normal player, he barely uses that shield. Bashes you a couple times. Wow. That's literally a Lothric Knight, a great shield user. A Lothric Knight that's using a great shield literally does the same, very similar movesets. Not the exact animation, but it's functionally the same thing. No one cares. Fuck this boss. Cringe. Oversized Lothric Knight. But it is serviceable because that's what he's supposed to be. Oh, I guess in that case he's just bad. Okay. I skipped Champion Gundyr. I can't really rank Gundyr very well because I always just parry him. I'm too scared of him. I guess for that he's serviceable. I can't put in a new tier that's like, lol, I haven't fought him enough to actually have an opinion. But like, yeah, he's quick, he's got the charge, which I feel like is bullshit because it always clips you, but then again, I shouldn't really call bullshit. Like, maybe my dumbass should be using a shield then, just for that one moment where I block it and then dodge out of it. Like, is that really going to kill me to just use a shield for that? No. I'd say he's serviceable. Maybe well executed. I don't know. I need to play more with him. Who's after Dragon Slayer armor? Lothric and Lorien. Wow, what a big skip. I don't really have much to say to them. They are very interesting. It's like kind of like the second phase specifically. Like Lorien is a meat shield for his brother. You're trying to hit Lothric, but Lorien is there and you can kill him. It's like weird and fucked up and cool, but the biggest problem is he's just swinging his sword from side to side. Like, bro, could you not have like done more interesting shit? Like, bruh, he's just swinging from side to side and overhead and teleport into the... No one cares. It's boring, but yeah, I guess serviceable. Once Lothric hops on his back and starts casting stuff, it gets a little interesting because you have to dodge spells while he's doing his basic ass swipes. And he's a meat shield. It's similar to Pontiff Sullivan, where if the first phase was more ballsy, like every single attack Lorien does is a weapon art of some sort, instead of just 1-2 overhead, 1-2 overhead, or oh, I teleported someone, big long charge up attack, ooh, boo boo boo. If like every single attack was a weapon art, and then maybe in the second phase when he's super exhausted it's just a simple swipe from side to side, then maybe. But it's very safe as a boss fight right now. Don't care. L. Fuck you. And then we get to Soul of Cinder. I would dare say well executed. He really, like, everyone that gets to Soul of Cinder very clearly gets the idea of Soul of Cinder. Oh, he's mimicking us. He's everything, like, everything works about that boss. He's not very dangerous, but he pulls off everything, and as a final boss, that's a cool idea. I'd say he's well executed. Just, yeah, everything works about this boss. I'm really thinking like some shit that icked me about it, but I really can't. Even on repeat playthroughs, like, you get different combinations. Sometimes he's cleric and pyromancer, sometimes he's mage and sword, sometimes he's sword and cleric, sometimes he's pyromancer and mage. I mean, he obviously always cycles through a couple of them, guaranteed, but there's like different times where he stays a different one for longer. And then the Gwyn fight, the Gwyn second phase is like, It's like Lorien is just swiping his sword from side to side. He has that combo, guaranteed combo. No one cares. No one gets hit by that. No one gets hit by that. After like the first time you get hit by that, no one gets hit by that. No one cares. The second phase is more like, it's kind of like King Alond, true King Alond. It feels like that. Like, it's easy on purpose. Like, not easy, obviously. It's simple. It's simple on purpose. Yeah. Champion Gravetender and Gravetender's Great Wolf. S tier boss fight. Fucking peak. Nah, they're just... This boss would have been such peak if the NPC wasn't such a boring ass bitch. The Great Wolf. Throughout the entire DLC, you fight him multiple times, and you're even incentivized to do so. He gives you loot. If you go to the DLC early, it's like the game's like, go through Lothric Castle first. Yeah. So that's why everyone drops large sight night shards. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, buddy. Okay, yeah. Yeah, sure. No. If you go early, he gives you large Titanite shards. So you're even incentivized to do it, especially on repeat playthroughs in this RPG, which is kind of important, you know, because it's an RPG. You're supposed to play it more than once. Try different things. If you're not supposed to do that, then why bother making anything other than just dude with sword, like you did in Sekiro? If you don't want to make an RPG, just don't make it. Make Sekiro again. But no, you did. You made an RPG. L. So make your bosses repeatable. In more ways than just oversized knight, oversized knight, oversized knight, oversized knight. Ooh. Champion Gravetender is the big problem because he's just a dude with a sword. He's got a couple wolves. He has a fun moveset, but he's also dressed like a fucking lunatic. What is he wearing? A dark wraith mask? And just chainmail? Yeah, I get it. That's the top fashion in Lordran, specifically in the forest. Shit like that. Chainmail, Havel's gear, and some sort of mask. Peak fucking top tier poise and stuff. But like, great. Yeah, I get it. PvP boss, PvP meme. But like, could you have at least given him some interesting spells to cast in the second phase or something? Could you like maybe give him a special armor instead? Or like, I don't know, man. He's just... Nah, but he's serviceable. He's fine. The boss is also kind of easy, but it's fine. Serviceable. Serviceable in a way that's like Yorm the Giant and the other bosses here were not. Abyss Watchers, Yorm the Giant, and Udex Gundyr. Everyone's gonna shit themselves when they see this. Like, why did you put the Abyss Watchers down here? Because they're too easy. You're telling me the Farron's Undead Legion beats the Abyssal monsters with like 27 vigor? Are you crazy? Fuck you. No way they do that. No way they do that. Especially with great swords. They're used for trading. You don't. Nah. Yorm the Giant. Boring. Oh, fight with this giant in this grey ass area. Oh, hell yeah, bro. Much better than that fucking island with the graves and the sword and shit and the rain and whatever. No. But Champion's great. Well, like, if you ignore the Gravetender, Great Wolf is a good boss. Alright. Ancient Wyvern. Add row above. SS plus. Swag Messiah. How do you spell it? Yeah, Messiah. Bees make honey. Tier. I'm think like there's no discussion here, right? We don't need to talk about this any further. Nameless King. The first phase is so dog shit. Mainly because the dragon doesn't do anything for half the fight. He just looks at you. Or he flies away and waits for the Nameless King to throw a fucking lightning bolt at you. And that attack takes like 3 years to finish. It's like, yeah, it looks cool, but I do not care, bro. I wanna fight Nameless King. I do not give a shit about the fucking King of Storms or whatever. What's his name? Who cares? Doesn't matter. And then the one attack where he leans his head and spits fire, and that attack takes like 3 years to finish, and that's your opening, and the hitbox when he stops breathing like expands to fire. What? Fuck off. That's so boring. That's so cringe. That is such a dog shit first phase.
It wastes your time. There's nothing more infuriating after fighting a slow, hard-hitting boss like Nameless King. Big patience kind of endurance boss like Nameless King. There's nothing more infuriating than being forced to fight a slow-ass, dumb-ass dragon. You can't even tell if you're hitting him. He's constantly running away from you or jumping behind you or shit, or not even doing anything worthwhile. What a dog shit fight. Serviceable. I'm gonna put in a new tier that's called First Phase Ruins This. And it's Nameless King is only going to be in there. It's just Nameless King that's going to be in there. And I think, yeah. First phase ruined this boss. F. What's the fucking extra life jump scare? Sorry about that. Nameless King. What's the name? King of the Storm. Fuck that guy. All my homies hate King of the Storm. L enemy. No, whatever. Yeah. And this is specifically reserved for Nameless King only. Alright. So now, Sister Friede. This is such a try-hard boss. 3 phases, 3 health bars. She deals frost damage to weaken your defenses so she can deal more damage and drain more of your Estus. The second phase is a gank, Ornstein and Smo type gank with no pillars to separate them. The third phase is high action, young Laflame Hisiko mode, Sister Friede bullshit. Such a try-hard boss. Serviceable, at best. I mean, yeah, that's what they wanted with the boss. Yeah, she does her purpose. She does it. She does it. And like, she was kind of hyped up because she's one of the 3 sisters of Londor, so she probably should be like goated with the sauce. She should be a quirked up white girl. So I guess that fits. But like, ugh. Bruh. It's just so try hard. And sort of also like once you learn her, the same problem will be with Slave Knight Gale. It just kind of takes... No, not Slave Knight Gale. Dark Eater Medir. It's the same problem with her and Medir. Once you learn them, they take so fucking long to kill. Like, fuck's sakes. Just die and leave me alone, bro. I figured you out. Cool, gimmick figured out. You're dead. Piss off. Stop bothering me. You didn't catch me with the grab attack. You didn't catch me with the other grab attack either. You didn't catch me with the invisibility stuff. Cool, I got it. Just die already. But no, she has endgame level health, so it takes 3 years to kill her. Medir is even worse. But yeah, I guess it's what they wanted to do with her, and she does. Yeah, she's well executed. She's fine, but I don't like it. Your Honor, let it be known that I disagree with this opinion. Alright. Demon Prince. I'ma keep him there. What a good boss fight. It takes a while. It takes a while. Sure. Dark Souls 3 Ring City boss fight. Try not to have 5 billion health. But challenge. Impossible. But also, like, damn, there's something so cool about him. Like, the fact you summon Lap and Gale and you, like, have them available, It feels like a raid boss, like a classic World of Warcraft raid boss against these two fucking ugly ass demons. One of them spits poison, the other is, and at one point they're both aggressive, and at one point they're both spitting poison, and blah 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 blah, and which one you kill, the second phase will change, so replayability, oh, my build is better at this phase than at the other phase, oh, cool. Amazing. Well executed, and it is difficult. Well, it's not that difficult. It's kind of easy to dodge all of his attacks. The other phase, where the fireball phase, not the laser phase, the fireball phase is harder to dodge than the laser phase, but like most of his attacks are very simple to dodge. They're not that difficult. And he's not very like, oh, I know what you're doing, I'm gonna catch you. There's no like boxing, you gotta think on the go with this boss. He's very simple. Automatic. Autopilot boss. But at least he's unique, okay? The changes, the phases change. It's not just an oversized knight, okay? I'm mech-loving this boss. Half-Light. Shit. This would have been Swag Messiah Beesmake Honey for real tier. Like, I actually believe this fight is good. If it wasn't for the fact that the NPC is so trash, why do you have a knight's shield, bro? Why do you block? What are you doing? You're so easy to... No. I must compose myself. I must not lose it. PvP fighting, especially in Dark Souls 3, with the swordplay of Dark Souls 3 and all that. Damn. With the little sugar on the cream with the painted guardians? Bruh. Like their strategy, this like it's not just a brawl, it's like, okay, I gotta protect my painting guardians and stuff. And I gotta use the spell which shoots out the spears. I gotta use it to like separate them from their phantoms, or like do stuff to hit them out of casting spells and stuff, or like use it uniquely and stuff. And oh my god, that's so fucking cool. But the NPC fight is so trash, bro. You are dog poo poo. Serviceable. Dark Eater Mid-Year. Hello? I believe we are done here. Too much health. Too boring of a boss to have that big of a health bar. Once you figure out, oh, don't hit his legs, hit his head. Automatically, it's such an automatic boss. You literally jump through his mouth as he bites you. And it counts as yeah, you dodged through. Good job. No one cares. Like, bro, what? That is so fucking lazy and boring. The Dark Eater Mid-Year feels so safe. as a boss fight. It's like, don't cook too much with this boss fight, okay? Make it as basic, stick to the rules, stick to what we know makes the players happy. We need to make a good dragon boss fight. We just need to. We haven't made, we have Ancient Wyvern, which is like super cool, but like, we need to make a real good boss, good dragon boss, okay? So such a safe boss fight, such a boring safe boss fight, and the long ass health bar, like I do not care. And the fact in the second phase when he does as he like starts freaking out and walking all over the area, slashing, and he finishes with the tail swipe. In the second phase he does that attack twice. It's such a waste of time. Dude, oh my god. What a time waster. Oh, it takes so fucking long. Slave Knight Gale is the same thing. No. Slave Knight Gale is, he has a lot of health. Too much health, honestly. And I guess with him, at least, it's like, okay, yeah. Like, go all out. You have your build, like, right here, just shoot it all out. Your most powerful spells, your most powerful miracles, pyromancies, your strongest Ashes of War, just do it right now on him. He can take it. Make it as cinematic as humanly possible. Make it cool. Because that's the point of this boss. He's a cinematic boss. He's not supposed to be difficult. He's quite easy. Unless you literally have no health, he's quite easy. The entire point of Slave Knight Gale is he literally is an oversized hollow. The regular ass dreglings you fight throughout Demon Souls all the way to Dark Souls 3, he's literally supposed to be that. His first phase, he has that attack where he starts like he roars and starts swinging frantically like a madman. That's literally what the hollows do. He's hollow, that's the point. He's not hollow yet, but he's close to hollowing. He's an oversized hollow, even swings with a broken sword. That's his point. So yeah, I wouldn't say he's great. I would say he's well executed. Just keep him there. Yeah. Is that how you spell Messiah, by the way? Yeah, Messiah. That's how you spell Messiah. Swag Messiah, bees make honey. SS plus tier. Best boss ever. What a dog shit fight. So is there anything I would change? Yeah, I'm good with this. I think I'm good with this. Yes, I'm very much good with this. I'm very much good with this. I don't even have that. This tier does not even convey my feelings towards Osiris that correctly. I don't care that much. It's the fact that I care so little about this boss fight that he is terrible. I feel nothing towards this boss fight. Fuck this boss. Why did I put Dragon Slayer armor in bad? Oh, because he's boring. Yeah, right. Hold on, bad. Boring. Swag Messiah, bees make honey tier. Yeah, this is it. Quick little go over. For all those people that are gonna skip past, like, what the fuck is this tier? What is this tier? What? Huh? What is he talking about? Why is Half-Light over Abyss Watchers? Why is the Champions Grave? Alright. I must confess. I think Champions Grave Tender and Great Tender Great Wolf have the best soundtrack, official soundtrack out of Dark Souls 3. That's the real reason why they're I should be honest here. I value honesty. It's gonna be above because it's true and it's better. Hold on. Just simply because the track is better, that's why you're above. I'm a That violin goes so fucking hard in the second phase. Holy shit, they were cooking. This is the final. This is final decision. Is this your final answer? Yes, lock it in. And you are wrong. The correct answer should be we should ignore that Abyss Watchers are super easy and put them in grade. Artorias. The only real tier which is like, yeah, you fucked up big time, are these two down here. Poorly executed, I don't really care, but like these this is the final answer. This is the final answer. This is the final answer.